about the um, practical aspects of relational algebra and calculus. As we have already discussed about relational algebra and calculus, but we are taking a quick tour about relational algebra and calculus, what we have already been discussed in this class that is related to these three topics. So let's discuss about the objective first. What is the basic objective of algebra and calculus? So algebra, as the name implies, there could be mathematical functions that could be used. That could be applied to the table so that we can retrieve certain amount of accounts from the same. So it is the set of relational model operations that constitutes relational algebra, and these operations enable the user to specify the basic retrieval request, and the result of the retrieval is a new relation which may have been formed from one or more relation. Next is calculus. The calculus is consists of two calculi, that is tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus. Next, let us discuss about what is basically relational algebra. Relational algebra, as the name implies, it is a language in which we can ask questions like query in the form of query to a database with the help of SQL, with the help of MS Access, with the help of any Oracle software or any other software that you can add to the same. Next is the relational algebra is the theoretical language with operations like select, create, merge, union. There are a lot of operators that we are supposed to use that work on one or more relation. Now operation mean to say it could be any operation. Like if we are talking about mathematical operations, then those could be concerned with like assignment operator, in addition comparison operator, etc., etc. In addition, like if I am talking about relational operations, it could be select, create, delete, drop, alter. So these operations could be used when we are handling database. So it could work on one or more relations to define another relation. Let's say now I am using select statement, select star from employee where, or select star from employee and a table that is customer. So there could be two tables that I am referring to. There could be one table that I am referring to. So there could be various operations that could be there. Select star from customer where customer ID is equal to this, where customer details are equal to this. So this could be the relation. And if I want to apply the operation on two relations, like two or more tables, like if there is a table that is associated with the customer. So customer is having in one table, it is having the records, like what he has purchased. In second table, there is a information regarding like ID of the particular thing that he has bought. In addition, there could be more detailed attributes that could be added to the same. So how I can relate two tables with the help of some operator, like it could be union, it could be and, it could be or, it could be not. In the end, if I am joining two tables, then what would be the solution? Like if I am using union operator, but still there is one condition that is associated with relating to tables. One column will be same, like it could be ID, it could be customer ID, it could be product ID, because from that ID I could relate these two tables. Otherwise, if everything is unique in both the tables, then how could I relate two tables? So this is the case. One attribute could be common, like if I am referring to product ID, that could be having the same ID as a customer, product ID. Product ID is relating to the grocery ID, like the things that customer has bought from a particular store. So in this way, I can relate various tables. Next is there are many variations of the operation. Variations of the operation mean to say like select is the operator. Select star from employees. Variation mean to say if I am using where condition in which I am supposed to specify what I want to retrieve. In addition, I can't use where because this is the simplified query, I can say, because if I am referring to a database in simple terms, then there is no need to put the various variations, like to use various conditions in the database. But if I am referring to a particular detail or specific detail, then I could use various condition operator. So there are many variations of the operations that are included in the relational algebra. Boy's code in 1972 originally proposed 8 operations, but several other operations have been developed till date in addition to those 8 operations. Next is the 5 fundamental operations in relational algebra are selection, projection, Cartesian product, union, and set difference. So that can perform most of the data retrieval operation that we are interested in. Now, let me tell you one example. You are studying DBMS. Now, at the end of the subject, like at the end of the semester, if you are able to know the basics of DBMS, then it is okay. You are justifying your subject. Why? Because there are so many subjects that you might have been encountered in your current semester, but it is not the case that all the subjects that you are studying you are having deep knowledge about the same. If you know the basics about DBMS, if you know the basics about NLP, if you know the basics about computer architecture, in addition if there are 2 or more subjects that you are studying, then it is sufficient, because everywhere basic knowledge is required. Because if you want to know the extended details of the DBMS, then you must invest your more time into the same subject. You must invest your more concentration on a particular subject that you want to master at. So same is the case here. If I am talking about relational algebra queries or operations, there could be so many operations. There could be 100 operations that are there, but those 100 operations could be derived from these basic 5 operations. Because if you know these 5 operations, then those 95, like remaining 95 operations, could be very easy for you to operate the same. But if you are not knowing the basic details of the operations, then in order to operate those 95, you will face very much difficulty. You will face a lot of difficulty in understanding the same, because you don't know the basics. You are directly jumping into the I can say high level details. So this could not be justified. So that is why we are supposed to deal with 5 fundamental operations in the relational algebra, that are selection, projection, Cartesian product, union, and set difference. Selection is to select certain records or to select certain attributes from table. Projection mean to say we are supposed to apply projection on 2 tables with the help of the symbol pi, mathematical symbol. Cartesian product, in the same manner we are supposed to perform product on 2 tables. Union, we are supposed to choose the combine the 2 tables by eliminating the duplicacies. In addition, we are using set difference. It is the same as the subtraction operator. Next is we are supposed to perform most of the data retrieval operations that we are interested in. So in addition, there are also joins operator. That is, we are supposed to combine 2 tables, but there are certain different types of joins that are available to us. Intersection, division operators, which can be expressed in terms of the 5 basic operations. As I told you earlier, everything could be derived, but if you know the basic fives, then you can derive anything. So the function of each operation is illustrated in the upcoming slide. We will be discussing the same. Next is the selection and projection operations. They are unary operator. Unary mean to say single operators, since they operate on one relation. Unary means one, so they can operate on one relation. Next is the other operations work on pairs of relation. As I told you, why pair? Because they are binary operation. Like if I am supposed to apply union operator, if I am supposed to apply and operator, if I am supposed to apply or operator, then I am supposed to use 2 tables. So that is why it is unary operator. So in the following definitions on the next slide, let R and S be 2 relation. Let's say R is having some elements, S is having some elements. So these are 2 relation or tables that are defined over the attributes, like A, which is having various attributes, A through AN, and B is having various attributes, B1 through BM. Respectively. So this is unary operator and this is set operator. So what is basically unary operator? What is basically set operator? We will be discussing in the next slide. Unary operators are two types of operators, selection and projection operations. Set operations, it is union, set difference, intersection, Cartesian product. Next is there are join operations, theta, equi, join operation, natural join. I already told you. Join is having many types. Theta, equi, natural join, left outer join, semi join. Next is division operator. It is the division operator. Next is aggregate and grouping functions. Aggregate functions are related to mathematical functions like sum, count. These are the aggregate operations. Next is grouping function. So now you can have a look at the example. It is like a picture. That is why you might face some difficulty. I am just enlarging it so that you will be able to see the same. I am just enlarging it. Just see this. This is selection. We are supposed to select certain records. This is projection, how we are going to deal with the projection. This is the product of these two tables, A into 1, A into 2, A into 3, B into 1, B into 2, and B into 3. So this is the union, R union as both tables are combined. This is the R and as only common things are combined, R minus S, R S, but this is the R minus S. Mean to say, if there are certain elements in R, if there are certain elements in S, if there is a duplicacy, that could be removed in that manner. So these are two tables, T and U, in which we are given with the table T and U. There are certain records, A and B. U is having 3 records. So if I am supposed to apply natural join, then what is common? A into 1, because 1 is there. A into 1 and A into 1, that is X and Y. Again, left outer join, right outer join. Next is, what is the remainder? This is the division operator. Next is, we are supposed to apply R plus S, V divided by W, V and W, V divided by W. So this is the division operator in which we are supposed to deal with the remainder. So these are just, I can say, pictorial representation of how we are supposed to deal with the various operators. Next, we will be looking at the practical aspects of all the operators that have been here, or I can say that have been discussed here. Let me set the picture, then we will be moving to next slide. Okay, guys. Let's move to the next slide. Now see here, selection operator or restriction operator. This is the unary operator as we already discussed. So what is basically selection operator or restriction operator? As the name implies, this is the symbol. This is the symbol for selection operator, because I can't write mathematical operators here. So that is why I have taken a picture here. So this is the symbol predicate that could be applied on this relation R. Then the selection operation works on single relation R and defines the relation that contains only those tuples of R that satisfy the specified condition, that is predicate. So here the condition is where record is this, where customer ID is this. We are supposed to fetch that record. So here it is the condition that is written here. This is the symbol that is representing unary operator, or I can next is we are applying that operator on R. So here is the practical aspect. Have a look. Selection operator, list all the staff with a salary that is greater than rupees 10,000. So this is the query that I am supposed to write here. This is the predicate, salary greater than 10,000. We are applying that condition on table number staff, or table name is staff. So this is my staff table, salary is greater than 10,000. So there are, I think, 4 records will be fetched. Leaving this record and this record, all the 4 other records will be fetched. So selection operation, like we are supposed to select, this is the sigma. I can say this is in mathematics we called it sigma operator. So let's all the staff with the salary greater than 10,000 rupees. So we are given with the operator that could be used for selection. Next, there is a condition that is given here, that is a predicate. We are applying that same on the staff, that is a relation. So this is the staff table in which we are supposed to fetch the records that are having only 4 results. So this is the way how my query works. So this is the result, salary greater than 10,000 staff. So here the input relation is staff and the predicate is salary greater than 10,000 rupees. So the selection operation defines a relation containing only those staff tuples with a salary greater than 10,000 rupees, and the result of this operation is shown in the figure that is given in the picture. So more complex predicates can be generated using logical operator and or note. Next is projection operator. With the help of pi, we are showing the same. This is the predicate, that is conditions that are getting applied on the attributes, and this is the relation against which we are applying this particular condition. So projection operator could be represented with the help of mathematical symbol pi, and selection operation is sigma. So the projection operation works on the single relation and defines the relation that contains the vertical subsets of R, extracting the values of specified attributes and eliminating duplicates. Now let's have a look at how does it work practically. So this is my operation, projection operation, that I am going to it is not visible to you because I think these are mathematical operations and I can't write it over here in the slides because these are not available. These are only available in the scientific calculator. So I am just showing you with the help of the picture. So this is, I will dictate it for you. Produce a list of salaries for all the staff, showing only the staff number, first name, last name, and salary details. So pi is we are using the symbol for projection operation. There are certain attributes that are given here, that is staff number, first name, last name, salary, but we are applying that attributes on table name staff. So this is the table for the staff in which we are supposed to produce a list of salaries for all the staffs, showing only the staff number, okay, staff number, first name, last name, and salary details. So we are dealing with these 4 operators. So these 4 records will be returned as a result. So just have a look at the result here. So this is the result, salary greater than, this one is the record. So in this example, the projection operation defines a relation that contains only the designated staff attributes, like 4 attributes, and in the specified order, and the result is shown in the figure. Next is set operations, union operator, like R union S. So the union of 2 relation R and S defines a relation that contain all the tuples of R or S, or both R and S, duplicate tuples being eliminated. R and S must be non-union compatible. So if R and S have I and J tuples respectively, their union is obtained by concatenating them into one relation with a maximum of I plus J tuples. So the union is possible only if the schemas of the 2 relations match. That is, if they have the same number of attributes with each pair of corresponding attributes having the same domain. So in other words, the relation must be union compatible. Note that the attributes names must not be used in defining union compatibility, and in some cases the projection operation may be used to make 2 relations union compatible. Now let me give you the layman example. If we are supposed to operate union operator, let's say R is, we are taking example of R and S. there are certain elements in R like 1 and 2, and there are certain elements in S like this 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is R union S? It is 1, 2, 3, 4 because we are applying union and removing the redundancies that are present in the relation R and S. So we are dealing with the elements and we are fetching those elements by removing all the duplicates that are unique. So in that manner union operator work. So this is the example of the union operator. List all the cities where there is a branch office or a property for rent. List all the cities where there is a branch office or a property for rent. So we are supposed to deal with two tables here because we are using union operator. That could be a binary operator. So there is a branch table that is given to us, and there are certain attributes that are associated with branch table like branch number, street, city, postcode, and these are having various entries with respect to the attributes that are given here. In addition, there is a table that is given to us property for rent. It is having various attributes like property number, street, city, postcode, type, rooms, rent, owner number, staff number, branch number, and it is having various tuples that are satisfying these attributes. So we are supposed to apply union on these two tables. What is condition? Only branch, only city. So branch and city. Property for rent is concerned with the city. So only these two tuples will be returned. List all the cities where there is either a branch office or a property for rent. Either a branch office or a property for rent. Either a branch office or a property for rent. So we are supposed to deal with branch office is dealing with a particular city and property for rent is dealing with a particular city. So these are the attributes. London is there, so we are not supposed to deal with the same. A burden is already there, so we are not supposed to deal with the same. Glasgow is there. So Bristol, London is already there. So Bristol is the new thing for us. So what is our result? London, Aberdeen, Glasgow, Bristol. So what is the uh, union that we have applied? We are, just wait, let me tell you the union here. London, London here is two times. We are eliminating it with the one time, and London here is only one time. Aberdeen one time. Glasgow here is four times. So we are returning it with one time, and Bristol. Here it is not a Bristol city, but we are supposed to apply union operator here because we are not deducting only common cities here. So that is why we are supposed to deal with these four cities. So this will be our result. So these are the four cities. To produce union compatible relation, we first use the projection operator to project the branch and property for rent over the attribute city, eliminating the duplicates. Wherever necessary, we then use the union operator to combine these new relations to produce the result shown in the figure. Initially, Bristol was there. That was common. Like that was new. Common was like if I am operating AND operator, then Bristol was the answer. Now I am operating union operator. Now four are the answers. Next is set difference operation. So what is basically set difference operation? It is R minus S. Set difference operation defines a relation that is consist of the tuples that are in relation R but not in S, and R and S must be union compatible. So set different operation is this: list all the cities where there is a branch office but no properties for rent. But there is a branch office is there but no property for rent. Branch office is in London. R minus S. So here it is also a London, it is Aberdeen, it is Aberdeen, it is Glasgow, it is Glasgow, it is Bristol. So we are operating R minus S. So Bristol will be result here. So let's check the result. Bristol. Because in the previous example, we produced union compatible relation. Now we are projecting the same. So we then use the set difference operation to combine these new relations to produce the result that is shown in the figure. So next is AND operator, common operator. It defines a relation that is consist of the set of the all tuples that are in both R and S must be union compatible. So this is the intersection operator where there is a branch office and at least one property for rent. Where there is a branch office and at least one property for rent, then Bristol will not be the answer. And where there is a branch office and at least one property for rent. So we are supposed to produce union compatible relation by projecting the branch office and property for rent over the it attribute city only. There is a one property for rent at least. So have a look at the same. So Bristol is not having at least one property for rent. So these three will be answer. Okay, because it is satisfying the condition. So next is have a look at the same. There is a R table and there is a S table. R is having various attributes and S is having various attributes. Like, let me shorten the same. So R is associated with name, address, gender, birth date. S is associated with name, address, gender, birth date. If we are supposed to apply various operation on these, what could be those? R and S. R and S. Only career Fisher will be the answer. Career Fisher. R union S. Career Fisher will be repeated one time only, and these three will be the answer. These three records are fetched. R minus S. So this and this got cancelled, but we are supposed to deal with only R here. So Mark Hamill will be the answer. Mark Hamill will be fetched. Like Mark Hamill, who is like various records that are associated with the same, that will be fetched. So this was about R and S, R union S, and R minus S. Like and, union, and set difference operator, like layman example. Next is Cartesian product. We are supposed to deal with Cartesian product operation, R and S. So the Cartesian product operation defines a relation that is the concatenation of every tuple of relation R with every tuple of relation S. So the Cartesian product operation multiplies two relations to define another relation consisting of all the possible pairs of tuple from the two relations. So therefore, if one relation has I tuples and n attributes and other has j tuple and m attributes, the Cartesian product relation will contain I into j tuples with n plus m attributes. It is possible that two relations have attributes with the same name In this case, the attribute names are prefixed with the relation name to maintain the uniqueness of attribute name within a relation. If you remember, we have dealt with the example already. Now we are looking at the practical aspects. So let's say these are the two tables that are given to us. List the name and comments of all the clients who have viewed a property for rent. Clients who have viewed a property for rent. CR 76, CR 56, CR 62. So these three will be answer. We are supposed to multiply tuples in this by tuples in this, and we are supposed to add the attributes. Tuples in this 1, 2, 3, 4. Tuples in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for the 20. So 20 records will be there with how many attributes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 attributes and 20 records. 10 attribute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there could be 10 attributes and 20 entries are there. You can have a look at the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just wait, let me count the same. Twenty attributes are there. You can count the 20 tuples are there. Just count the same, because we are supposed to apply the Cartesian product in that manner. Just look at the practical operations first. What could be the case here? Let me tell you the same. Client name, F name, last name, client, into client number, property number, comment. All the names and comments of all the clients who have viewed a property for rent. So we are dealing with both the tables, client and views, names, dealing with the names as well, first name, last name, client number as well, because we are supposed to deal with the unique ID as well. So this is the common attribute in both the attributes. So how the result will proceed, this is the interpretation. Names of clients are held in client relation and the details of viewing are held in the viewing relation. To obtain the list of clients and comments on properties they have viewed, we need to combine these two relations, this one and this one, like pi client number, first name, last name into client, and we are supposed to multiply the same with the viewing table. So this is the operation that is shown in the 4.7, in which 20 entries are there. So in this present form, this relation contains more information than we require. For example, the first tuple of this relation contains different client number values. To obtain the required list, we need to carry out a selection operation on this relation to extract those tuple where client number is equal to client viewing dot client number. So the complete operation is sigma. So that is why there are two tables that are given here. This is the first relation in which 20 entries are there. Now this is the more refined operation in which we are supposed to apply the select operation. So because we are dealing with the comments, so this is the comment here, who have viewed the property for rent. So these are the comments here. So next is join operation, the theta equijoin operation. So this is the symbol for the same, in which we are supposed to deal with conditions as well, where less than, equal to, greater than, less than, not equal to. So the theta join operation defines a relation that contains tuples satisfying the predicate F from the Cartesian product R and S. So the predicate F is the form of RA. We could be using the relation in which certain conditions could be defined. So we can write the theta join in terms of the basic selection and Cartesian product operation. So this is the mathematical, I can say, formula for the same. R applying join on S, which is equal to sigma R multiplied by S. With Cartesian product, the degree of the A that is the theta join is the sum of the degrees of the operand relation R and S. So in this case, where the predicate F contains only equality, the term equijoin is used instead. So consider the query again of the 4.6 example. So we are supposed to deal with the example here. List the name and comments of all the clients who have viewed a property for rent. So I am just repeating it because there are special symbols that are used and that are not easy to type in this PPT. So list the names and comments of all the clients who have viewed a property for rent. So we have used already in rent table. So we are just manipulating our query here. Pi client number, first name, last name, that is applied on getting that is getting applied on client. That could be joined with client number, that is equal to viewing client number. Further, pi client number, property number comment is related to the viewing, or this could be our result. That is the either you can use this relation or you can use this relation. So what would be the result? We are supposed to deal with the same. Just have a look at the same. So this will be our result. Next is natural join, normal join that we are supposed to use. So it is an equijoin of the two relations R and S over all the common attributes X. One occurrence of each common attribute is eliminated from the result. So the natural join operation performs an equijoin over all the attributes in the two relations that have the same name. So the degree of natural join is the sum of the degrees of the relation R and S less than the attributes in X. This is the natural join operation that is getting applied on the same table. So this will be our result. We are dealing with comment here. So next is left outer join operator. We are dealing with left outer join. So the outer join is a join which tuples from R that do not have matching values in the common attribute of S and are so included in the result relation. Missing values in the second relation are set to none. So this is the table that is given to us, or I can say this is the query that is given to us. Produce a status report on property viewings. So we are dealing with pi, property number, street, city, which is dealing with the property for rent. We can apply the left join operator on viewing. So this is the property for rent and this is the property for viewing. So this will be our result. So in this case, we want to produce a relation that is consist of the properties that have been viewed with comments and those that have not been viewed. So this can be achieved by using the outer join. This is the mathematical operator that is given here. So the resulting operation is shown in the figure. Next is semi-outer join. So this is a join that could define a relation that contains the tuple of R that participate in the join of R and S. So it is the operation that performs a join of the two relations and then projects over the attributes of the first operand. One advantage of semi-join is that it decreases the number of tuples that need to be handled to form the join. So it is particularly useful for computing joins in distributed systems, and we can rewrite the semi-union using the projection and join operator. So this is the equation that is being used, or I can say mathematical operation. So A is the set of all the attributes of R. So this is the query that is being given for the same. Complete details of all staff who work at the branch in Glasgow. So this will be our result. And this will be our division operator, R divided by S. So there are three terms in which we can express the division operator. T1, in which we are supposed to derive T1 by applying pi C on R. T2, in which pi C T1 multiplied by S minus R. Next is T1 minus T2, that is deriving R. Sorry, T. So this is the division operator that we are going to use. This is the query, practical query that is given here. Identify all the clients who have viewed all the properties with 3 rooms. Now here rooms are given. So CR56 is the result. Next is aggregate operation. Aggregate operations are concerned with count, sum, average, min, max operation. We are supposed to find the count, total number of count that could be applied to any attribute, like how many products are there in the relation, how many, uh, I can say, customers have buy something, like some attribute is there and you can specify the condition for the same. We are supposed to operate some operator. In addition, we are supposed to deal with average operator to find the minimum value in the table to or a attribute to find the maximum value of the attribute. So we are supposed to use aggregate operations in that manner. So how many properties cost more than 350 per month for rent? So in that manner, we are supposed to deal with the tables. And in same manner, we are supposed to deal with minimum operation, maximum operation, average operation to produce the relation R. Same example, you can use property for rent. Now you can use the aggregate count function to produce the relation R in the figure. Like count property number, find the minimum, maximum, average salary of the staff. So in this manner, minimum is this, maximum is this. If count, we are supposed to count the property number, then 5 is the count. Next is average is 17,000. Next is grouping relation. That is, we are supposed to group the attributes GA and then applies the aggregate function list to define a new relation. So L contains one or more aggregate functions or attribute pairs, resulting relation containing the grouping attributes GA along with the results of each of the aggregate operation. So the general form of grouping operation is as follows. This is the grouping relation that we can apply on any query. Find the number of staff working in each branch and sum of their salaries. So we first need to group tuples according to the branch number, and then use the aggregate function count and sum to produce the required relation. So the relational algebra expression is as follows. So this will be my result. Now we have dealt with this operation like this already. So this is what I have concluded in my today's lecture. We have dealt with selection, projection, union, set difference, intersection, Cartesian product, equijoin, natural join, left outer join, semi join, division, and aggregate operation. So these are all the operations that we have discussed in today's class. So if we are talking about selection operation, that it produces the relation that contains only those tuple of R that satisfy the specified predicate. If we are supposed to deal with the projection, then it could produce a relation that contains a vertical subset of R, extracting the values of specified attributes and eliminate duplicates. Next is we are supposed to deal with the relation that contain the tuples of R and S or both. R and S duplicate tuples being eliminated, and R and S must be union compatible. R minus S, that is containing the result of the R. Next is intersection. Intersection means to say common attributes will be produced. Multiplication, like we are supposed to deal with the multiplication operation, like we are supposed to multiply two tables, and in that manner number of records will be more. Next is theta join, equijoin. They are having their own functions. Natural join, left outer join. So what is the function of theta join? It could produce a relation that could satisfy the predicate f from the Cartesian product of R and S. Equijoin, relation that contain tuples satisfying the predicate f, which only contains equality comparison from the Cartesian product of R and S. Natural join, an equijoin of two relation R and S overall common attributes. One occurrence of each common attribute is eliminated. Next is left outer join, in which tuples from R that do not have matching values in the common attribute of S are also included in the result relation. Semi join produces a relation that contains a tuple of R that participate in the join of R with S, satisfying the predicate F. Division produces a relation that consists of the set of the tuples from R, which defined over the attribute C that match the combination of every tuple in S, where C is the set of the attributes that are in R but not in S. Aggregate, in which we are supposed to deal with mathematical functions like average, sum, count, min, and max. So this was all about our this was all about my today's DBMS class. If you are having any query, you can ask me any question. There is a reference book that is given by court. It is available in the college library, and get it issued from the library and have a look at the same. In addition, 10 MCQs are given that are concerned with relational algebra class. If you are like, each question is having four choices and you are supposed to take any one answer. These are 10 questions. Have a look at the same. So this was all about my today's class. In addition, I can tell you about relational algebra. Like, it is a theory that uses algebraic structures with a well-founded semantics. In addition, we have discussed various operations, I can say practical aspects of the operations that we are supposed to deal in practical life. Because when we are dealing with database, we are supposed to deal with various operations. Like I told you, there are five basic operations like select, Cartesian product, union, a Cartesian product, difference. So these are five basic products, or I can say these are five um, basic operations that could be followed in the DBMS, and we can derive any other operation with the help of these operators. Because if we know the five fundamental operations, then these are the operations that could be used in order to use any other derived operation. So these five operations are very fundamental operations, and you are supposed to learn the practical aspects of these five operations. Because without these five operations, it is not possible to operate SQL queries. So this is mandatory to have a hand like practical experience about these five operators. So this was all about my today's class. If you are having any query, then you can let me know. I'm giving you a time of 1 minute. So this was all about my today's class. Thank you. Have a nice day.